An innovative education alternative is coming this fall. What makes Timebridge so innovative? Well, one of many things is our course offerings. The day will open up with a creativity and curiosity course, followed by a math lab. After lunch is humanities through systems and stories, followed by the science of communication. Why? Because the world has drastically changed. Yet our schools still operate on an outdated model that assumes knowledge is scarce, information moves slowly, and every student should learn the same thing around the same time. Our courses are intentionally designed around the skills students need for the future. Recently, employers were asked what workforce skills would be needed by 2030. The results were plotted on a 4-quadrant graph in a World Economic Forum report. The top left noted emerging skills, less essential now, but expected to increase in use. The top right represents the skills expected to be core skills for 2030. They're considered core now and only expected to rise in importance. Out-of-focus skills are already less essential, and they're not expected to increase over the next 5 years. Then there are steady skills. They are core now, but they're not expected to increase in use. Here's a glance at all of the skills they tracked. We're going to look at some highlights. In the lower left quadrant is reading, writing, and math, the out-of-focus skills. Remember, those are the ones that are less important now and not expected to increase in importance. Teaching is in that quadrant as well. Our view, these are still essential skills, just not in isolation. They should be embedded in the skills that students will actually need, such as the ones you see in the top right quadrant. These are skills that are core now and only increase in importance. The further right the dot is, the more employers agreed. The higher the dot is, the more essential employers deemed a skill. Curiosity and lifelong learning is one of the top skills emerging as essential. Creative thinking is even above that. Empathy and active listening are a bit more central, but they are essential for learning, creating, and leadership. Analytical thinking, also going to be very important, and that's really where you're going to see a lot of the reading, writing, and math skills. Systems thinking is looking at a problem, a phenomenon, a moment in history, and seeing how other systems impacted that moment. Then we have resilience, flexibility, and agility. So the core skills for 2030 include curiosity and lifelong learning, creative thinking, analytical thinking, systems thinking, empathy and active listening, and resilience, flexibility, and agility. Remember the courses we mentioned at the beginning? Well, you can see how these core skills employers are looking for are directly related to the courses we're teaching. Our flagship course is going to be curiosity and creativity. For analytical thinking, Math Lab is going to be the most direct link to analytical thinking, but of course it's also going to show up in curiosity and creativity, humanities for systems and stories, the science of communication, everything we do. Systems thinking that we mentioned earlier, well, we're teaching the humanities through systems and stories. Empathy and active listening, that's going to be in the science of communication course that we're kicking off in the fall. And resilience, flexibility, and agility, well, that is built into the core curriculum in everything we do. So you might be wondering, if reading, writing, and math are deemed less essential now, do we even teach them? We do. We center our courses on the thinking skills they require and embed the content into these courses. That curiosity and creativity course is interdisciplinary and designed to pique students' curiosity, develop creativity through explorations of science labs, anthropological phenomena, and curious moments in history. Humanities through systems and stories is less focused on a linear sequence of events and more on a web of interconnected events and how they impact the event or story we're investigating. Resilience, flexibility, agility underscore everything we do at Timebridge. The World Economic Forum report concluded that this combination of cognitive, self-efficacy, and interpersonal skills within the top 5 emphasizes the importance of having an agile, innovative, and collaborative workforce, where both problem-solving abilities and personal resilience are critical for success. I also like the way Albert Einstein put it. It is, in fact, nothing short of a miracle that modern methods of instruction have not yet entirely strangled the holy curiosity of inquiry. Timebridge offers a different kind of learning. We're not trying to force-fit new methods on top of old. We're trying to bridge what worked in the past with what is necessary in the future, while being mindful of the world that students already exist in, one in which information is at their fingertips. Yet, learning how to communicate and empathize with each other is kind of drifting. Oftentimes, when traditional schools try to incorporate more modern, relevant ways of thinking, it tends to be piled on top of a system that was really built to be a factory model. It was meant to produce factory workers. However, the world has changed. We don't know what jobs will exist in 4 years. We need to develop a system that prepares students for whatever might come. We're not trying to force fit what we're doing into an old curriculum or the old model of teaching. We're upending the system and building a new one. It's going to be really exciting. Come join us.